Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So in case you're new, I'm going to go over like the YieldMax dashboard, sort of in a summary format. So what you're seeing on the page right over here, in the middle you see like the total assets for all the YieldMax products. So like for example, starting at the value as of today and going into Tuesday, like the first trading day of the new week, they're almost at $2.8 billion. And then over on the right hand side, you see like the different YieldMax ETFs, and then you kind of see like the relative size compared to each other. So you can kind of see at a glance like MSTY is one of the bigger ones, and then conversely like OARK is one of the smaller ones in terms of share price, and then you kind of see like the composition based on like the product type. So for example, let's take a look at NVIDIA. You see it's mostly made out of treasuries, and then the next smallest purple slice is like the options, and then the blue one is the cash amounts. And just to kind of do like a further breakdown, this is just for like my own personal viewing habits, so sorry if you don't like it, but I try to make it so that it's kind of interesting for most viewers. So over here on the left hand side, I'm showing like the average amount of net assets that you can expect the ETF to have over time. Same thing with the number of shares outstanding. So for example, AIYY, so far the average net asset value is around 33 million, and then the average shares amounts is around 2.6 million. And then over here, and kind of on the middle side, you see like the breakdown further. So like the share price is around 12,054 cents, and then you can kind of see the further breakdown by treasury, cash, and options. So down over here, I think the option part is probably the most interesting part for most people. So right now, from last week, they're collecting around 19 cents per share. And then if I click on the latest date, unfortunately the amount of average net assets went down over time to 29 million, and then you kind of see like the number of shares outstanding also decreased. Unfortunately, because like the the value of the shares went down to 11,043 cents. Well, what's interesting here is that the option collected so far to start the new week is $2.01. So hopefully they can keep it going forward for like the short week. So let's move on to AMDY. So over here you see like 112 million, and then you can kind of see like the average shares 6.4, and then you can kind of see over here like the options. Actually interesting that it's like a debit of $1.02, and then you see like also like the net assets decreased to 97 million on average. And then oops, I'm sorry, over here. Make sure I have this right. Okay, so so 97. Actually, I'm sorry. It actually increased to 112. Must have been a weird glitch over there. So because I saw the option look like a crazy number. So but then this looks more reasonable. Like the option starts off at 16 cent debit to start the new week. So let's make sure everything looks okay. So AMZY. Okay, so AMZY averaged 98 million, and then the option position 4 cent debit. So let's see what we have for like, the new week. Okay, so they also have a glyphs increase to 106, and then the options went to like a 39 cent credit. So hopefully they can keep most of that. But again, this is like a short week, so like the amount of premium I'm expecting to be kind of skimpy. So then APLY 62 million on average, and then share price 17.35. The option collected from last week 39 cent debit. So then let's see what we have for the new week. Okay, so slight increase, and then the options went. I mean, again, 10 cent debit. Nothing too crazy here. And let's take a look at CONY over here. So 454 million on average. So $20.72 for the share price, and then the options over here. There's a pretty nice credit from last week, almost $2. And then let's see over here. So they have a nice increase in terms of average net assets, and then the options went to like a 20-cent debit. So it's pretty interesting. So I'm guessing this is just because like in general, like the crypto space has seeing like a lot of positive news. So hopefully they can keep that going. And then for like the new inverse ETF for Crash, for the one for TSLY. So far last week, they have an average net assets of 4 million. The share price is $20.42, and they collected 59-cent credit from last week. So let's see what they did for this week. All right, so it's about pretty much the same. The share price, it's keeping its head above water, so $20.11, not too bad. And then the credit went to 97 cents. So it's always good to see like an increase, especially for like a new ETF. And then DSIO, so 16 million, $18.50 for like the share price, and then 19-cent credit. So let's see what they have here. All right, so that's a nice little increase for Disney DSIO. The share price went to 18.30, and then the credit collected went to 57 cents. So any increase is a nice thing. So let's take a look at Phoebe. So 74 million from last week, $19.42 for the share price. Unfortunately, they only collected like 10 cents from last week. So let's see what they did here. So slight increase, and actually the option premium went down a little bit too, to 6 cents. So hopefully, going forward they won't lose too much. And then GDXY, like the new guy. So let's take a look. So it looks like well, this one's relatively new, so we'll only have a few data points. So we'll start off at 3 million, which is pretty nice. Well, $20, not too surprising there. And they started off at 27-cent credit, and then they actually were able to pick up another $1 million in assets, so that's good. And then the option premium went up too, so that's always a nice thing, to $1.43. Fortunately, the share price went down a little bit, but hopefully it's still new, so there's a chance for recovery here. And then let's take a look at GOOY. So let's take a look at what happened last week. So like start off at 41 million. Share price was 18.27. Had a debit of 38 cents from last week. So and then the debit unfortunately decreased, and then the share price is around 18.34. So they picked up a little bit of average net assets, so that's good. So JPMO, 17 million, they got 66 cents debit, and then also went up a little bit, and fortunately the debit went down to 2 cents, but the share price is 1984, so hopefully they can kind of keep at least like around like the $20 mark. So and then MRNY, so 29 million in assets, option premium of a debit of $2.12. So let's see what happened over here, because then you can kind of see like the flip over here. So went down to 98 cents debit, and then MRNY, like it's a nice pickup in terms of like assets. So MSFO, so $20.66, and then average net assets 60 million, debit of 49 cents for the options. And then unfortunately the option debit went down to 8 cents, but at least like MSFO, 62 million and $20.04. So it's a slight increase. So it's better than going down. Let's take a look at MSTY. So sorry about the background noise. So 134 million. So generally it's in pretty good shape. 3181 in terms of net assets, and then option premium of 13 cents seems kind of small, especially for like a Bitcoin related product. But but then like I spoke too soon, because now you see like the option premium went up to like $2.05 debit, and then you also see like a nice corresponding move in the share price to 35.24. So never count out this guy, at least until like the next crypto winter. So NFLY, so 46 million, $16.88 per share, 5-cent debit from last week. And so nice little increase to 51 million average net assets. Share price is 17.53, and fortunately the option debit is now like 2 cents, so it's not that exciting. And then NVDY. So basically this stock is just basically like propping up like the whole market, it feels like. So 485 million, and then nice share price of 26.60 from last week, and then option debit at 54 cents. And then now you see, surprisingly, the option debit is only like one penny more, and then at least like the share price is 28.58, so it's still pretty good. So they were able to kind of increase like the average net assets as well. And then OARK 70 million. Well, unfortunately, the share price is 11.36, and then the option is 14-cent credit. So going into the new week, so it looks like the average net assets pick up slightly. Then the share price is is still in the $11 range. The amount collected at least went up a little bit to 18 cents. And then PP, so it's 18 million, $18.37 per share, so 10-cent credit. So now you see like a nice pickup in terms of like the option premium. So it's up to 90 cents, and then like the share price went to 17.82. So unfortunately, slight decrease. And then SQUY, so 29 million, average net assets per share of $21.64. The cash went from a credit of $2.55. So let's see what we have here. So unfortunately, the amount of credit went down almost like half, down to $1.03. So still around 29 million. The share price went down slightly. And then TSLY, so 663 million, $14.88 per share, 36-cent credit collected from last week. So let's see what they have this week. Well, that's nice little increase over here. Share price, small recovery to 15.34, and then it went to like a 2-cent debit. Let's take a look at ULTY. So 110 million. And then it's per share is $14.67, and then the option position, so this is, you can see why this one is a little kind of funky. You kind of see like all the different guys comprised within it. So basically this is a big batch of like covered calls. So $14.13 worth of covered calls. And then went down a little bit to $11.70 worth of covered calls. So hopefully this one will slowly recover. Let's take a look at XOMO, 22 million, and option debit of 53 cents from last week, and then for this week, slight increase, so that's always good. And then now they're collecting 21 cents credit, so hopefully they can keep that. Share price went to 17.39, so hopefully, it's not too bad, but you'd rather see like the opposite. And then the good old YBIT over here, so still has like 8 million in average net assets. Share price is 19.71, so nice, pretty nice premium, $5.78 from last week, and then actually increased to $6.69, so that's actually a good thing. So per share 20.54. So it's a nice increase all across the board. So hopefully they can kind of maintain this, especially as like after the Bitcoin halving, you have a lot of hopefully some positive news from regulators. So thank you for watching. Let everybody go get back to the nice Memorial Day weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Please like and share and subscribe. Thank you very much.